Hello, Virgo, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are you? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching this, a huge shout out to you. I want to look at your year ahead. Let's have a look at 2022 for you, Virgo. This is for your sun sign, rising sign, or if your moon is in Virgo, or any other major planetary placements that you feel impact on you. Virgo is the hard worker of the zodiac. Virgo understands the importance of detail. Virgo can also be critical without meaning to be. They've also been described as a bit of a perfectionist. I have a lot of my planets in my sixth house. In fact, I have a stellium in the sixth house. Even though it's Sagittarius, it's still the sixth house, which is ruled by Virgo, which is work, which is career, public service. Very good at negotiating, seeing something through, negotiating a contract, seeing a contract through, doing the work, and making sure that the job is done properly. So, Virgos, very hardworking. If any of your planets are influencing you in that way, then maybe you want to tune in for this reading. I'm going to be pulling from my Revealing Light Oracle. Then I will be pulling from the Shamanic Medicine Oracle and the main cards, which I'll look at month by month for 2022, will be with the Gilded Tarot Royale. If I need to clarify, I'll be using the mini Rider-Waite. All right, let's get started with your reading, Virgo, for 2022. All right, so we want some messages, underlying energies for 2022 for Virgo. I think one of the things that I see is like the eagle, which is a symbol for me of freedom. It's about flying above everything, being able to look at the big picture, being able to perhaps see the detail of something. And when you take the time to do that, Virgo, what you see is what is chaining you, what is holding you back, what is detrimental to your freedom. But with Virgo, it's not always just about themselves. It can be what is good for others as well. And they have this very gentle way, even though they can be hypercritical when they're negatively posited. At their very best, Virgo can be a leader because they can actually see what needs to be done and how it needs to be done, and then they go about getting it done. So I think something that occurs this year, perhaps something very rapid. I feel something coming forward very rapidly for you. I don't think it's negative. I just think it's going to bring change. But I think it's going to be good change because I think that's why you make your decision. Because it's not only good for you, it's good for everybody else as well. Okay, let's see how it pans out and what the cards are going to show us. What are the messages for Virgo in 2022? So we've got adversity. After the ebb and flow of life's lessons, the learning remains. That's very much, I guess, your thing really is to retain the lessons. The learning remains because you do learn. It's why you can put things together so well. Say a jigsaw, for example, you're probably good at that because you remember and you learn and you see and you watch. Keen powers of observation. Foundations, if something is out of balance, go back to the start and start it again. Again, your own energy here. So I see that there's change, and it's foundational change for you as well. Coming up, partnerships, giving and receiving, there's strength in unity. 2022 will not be a year for you to go it alone. You're going to actually take your partner or your family or your friends. You're going to take their needs into consideration as well, and you're going to be really, I think, if this change is for you, if it's foundational change, There'll be more than just you involved with this. Exploration, embrace the change in your life because it can lead to discovery. I think you're ready for this change, Virgo. I really do. And this card is about communicating, watching what you say before you actually say it, and being mindful of your own self-worth before you speak will be really helpful. So that's really knowing when the ego is speaking and when it is the essence of you, the loving you speaking. I think all of this is mixed up in the lessons that you've been getting over the last 12 to 18 months. But I do feel there's some sort of change. Now, the underlying energy as we close down 2021 is that you have been hard at work. You could have been struggling a bit with that as well, because this card is motivation. Your motivation could be lacking because you're so tired. The hardest part is the climb before the summit. Keep going. This is Leo energy. Hold your ground. I don't think you're going to give up lightly on anybody that you love this year either. This is Venus energy, Venus in Cancer energy. So here's the freedom card that I was seeing, and it is all about being in a circumstance or circumstances where you can actually be who you are. I felt that for a long time with you, that there is this need to be more who you are. And if that's flamboyant, to be less weighed down by burden and more uplifted by joy and love and happiness, all the good things. And I do feel that whatever change is coming forward for you in 2022, you're going to do a lot of thinking on how to achieve the latter: joy, love, lightness of being. All right, let's pull some medicine cards and see what the council. These are general readings, so with everything, you should be using your own initiative and intuition. What are what is the oracle message for Virgo? What is the oracle message for Virgo in 2022 for their own well-being? Shapeshifter perspective. Adjust your perspective. Sometimes, being so focused on the detail, you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. It will give you the freedom that you're craving. It's kind of like learning to let go. Medicine mask and authenticity. This is red here. Either you or someone else has been wearing a mask. It is time, I think it was your December reading, to express the authentic you. Lower world, not to dwell in the past. Leave the past behind because the future is beckoning for you. Staff, and here it is, foundational work here. There is change and adaptation right down to the foundation. And when we do that foundational work, it usually brings forward a journey of some description. Use your imagination. Dream big, Virgo, in 2022. You'll be surprised. And we've got restoration. Whatever might be dragging you down at the moment, it's not, those conditions aren't going to persist into 2022. It's not going to get worse, Virgo. If you're going through a hard time, it's actually going to get somewhat better for you. Restoration, because you're going to be restored in some way. And we have express yourself, the fluke card. I do feel this is where it's at for you, being more authentically you, expressing yourself, using your voice. And also seeing the big picture, which not only takes your own needs into account, but other people's as well. Let us pull 12 cards and see what we get. Whether we need to clarify or not, I will. But let's look at it month by month. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. So we want 12 cards for Virgo from January through to December. For each month, the major challenges, opportunities, wins, events, situations for Virgo. January to December, please, Spirit. Okay, so we've got the Five of Swords. There's a need to take care in January with yourself so that you don't sabotage anything, including, what is nearest and dearest to you. February, we have the High Priestess. So there's something that you need to use your intuition around. It could be this change, that you use your gut feeling to tell you what decision it is you might need to make. In March, we've got the Emperor. That is control, being the master or of your own life, I guess. By April, we've got the Nine of Wands. So there may be a need to rest. There may be a need to say no more often. There may be a need for boundaries. You do not have to be in control all the time. Something in May is causing you anxiety. Often with anxiety, it's about sleepless nights. It's about worry when we may not have to be worried. Now, by June, there's something around the past that you need to let go of. In 2022, the North Node is in Taurus, South Node is in Scorpio. It will be a big year for all of us to let go of the past. It's a huge theme. It's come forward in all my readings so far for 2022. July, you get an offer. There's disappointment. The change is not easy for anyone in 2022. Letting go of the old, leaving the past behind, perhaps opening a new chapter. It can bring forward disappointment. We've got the Four of Cups in July. In August, we've got the Sun. Whatever you let go of, and this is what I mean, it's not going to be bad change, Virgo. It brings you great happiness. By August, we have you moving into your happy place. September, we have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is someone who has a plan, has a strategy, is master of their own dominion. Doesn't have to be a male, can be a female. It's about planning for the future. So we have happiness and plans coming into place now. Now in October, we have the Moon card, something coming to the surface. Again, the North Nodes and the South Nodes. It's about letting go of something. It's this change. It is something long-standing. The counsel for you is to try and look at something in a different way. And I'm just getting the phrase, the best laid plans of mice and men. Now, that is that not everything is going to go the way you expected. You could have a delay of something by November, but by December, it's full, whatever that sailing term is, full rudder forward. It's just everything is happening really, really quickly and unfolding the way you want it to in December. Now we have the Star card. No matter what occurs in 2022, no matter what it is that you have to let go of, no matter what comes to the surface, know that you are divinely protected, and that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Whatever it is that comes to the surface, it's going to be all right. Sneak peek at January 2023. Beautiful balance, moderation, healing. Yeah, it's going to be okay in 2022. Even though that you will be letting go of the past, there's every reason to be hopeful. Now let's pull a couple of cards on each of these, and we'll bring the laptop down. So January, we've got the Five of Swords. Just be mindful, you or someone else. This kind of, the Five of Swords represents, bluntness, words, communication can be nasty or hurtful. It's going to just, if you're tempted to do that, don't. If someone else is doing that to you, pull them up on it. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. The Five of Swords. Okay, so we have the Temperance card. That's a Sagittarius energy. The Hierophant, using your higher self. Beware, as I said, and the Four of Cups. Beware of your words, of when the ego is talking, and speak from your higher self. That goes for everybody around you. Hold that ideal in place for everybody, for you and for everybody else, because the Five of Swords is a tough energy. Could be the ending of that as well, because Temperance is also moderation and balance and healing. Okay, let's have a look at the High Priestess in February. What's she doing here? The High Priestess in February. So we have anxiety, dreams. Yeah, okay, you're worried about something by February. Could be worried about money. But the anxiety is coming from you perhaps overworking, which you can tend to do. You could be worried about your home. But something is coming to fruition for you. And so this is the underlying energy. If you're budgeting, don't worry. If you're worried about a child, or if you're worried about your partner, I think the underlying focus here is love, with that King of Cups and so many cups coming out in your reading as well. So these dreams that you might be having, the fears that's coming from a place of fear. Your love relationships are okay. Your money situation is okay in 2022. Stop worrying. Now we've got the Empress card. Taurian energy, the mother, a partner perhaps. Okay, let's take a look at the Emperor card by March. The Emperor card, the Emperor has plans in his hand. He's in control. You're working with other people. There's some kind of skill that you're needed to impart or help with. What's the Emperor card doing here? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Ace of Wands. Okay, something is starting anew for you, and you could be in that first flush of managing this new project even by March. Let's take a look at April. Seems to me like you bite off a bit more than you can chew in April. All right, let's have a look. Ace of Coin. Somebody's giving you money in April. Oh, wow. And you're looking at further horizons. This is, you could also be looking at overseas, something to do with an opportunity manifesting from afar. You get a hint of an opportunity in April, Virgo, and it offers you a new start in some way. All right, let's take a look at the second part of the year. Now we've got anxiety. As I said, letting go of the past is not easy, particularly if you're an older Virgo and not used to change. Nine of Swords. What is this Nine of Swords and anxiety? Again, you had that High Priestess and the Nine come out. This is talking about mistrust of somebody. And we've got the Ace of Cups. You've got to let that mistrust go. The Sun card. If you want happiness, you have to let it go. And the Ten of Pentacles. This speaks to anxiety around money, but it's not a real anxiety. I mean, you could be somebody that doesn't trust somebody else because they spend too much. You got to get over that. You got to let that go. Let's have a look at the Six of Cups, operating from the higher self in June. Something around the past. Things are changing. Letting go of the past. So we have here, Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you. Taking a step back, retreat, and moving on. This can be a physical relocation, Virgo, in June, as a result of the opportunity offered to you in May. If you're worried about it, don't be. It could be going too fast for you. You could be wanting to slow it down a bit because there's a lot of work involved in some way. It could be a change of jobs. Could be a travel. Something changes in June for you. And you're a bit worried about it. Let's take a look at the Four of Cups. What's happening here? disappointment. Not everything is going to plan. We've got victory. You've got, and the star card. These are beautiful. And the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. July. Don't have those misgivings. It's all going to work out. Taking the step back is the right thing to do. Perhaps handing control over to somebody else. Dare I say it, Virgo. All right, let's take a look at the Sun card. August. You're happy. You got what you wanted. Happiness, joy, lightness of spirit is what you're searching for. So we have the Devil moving out of toxicity, moving out of that feeling like a victim. These are new starts. This is exactly what has come up for the other star signs. It's about letting go of the past, patterns, behaviors, what is no longer serving you. You just can't keep going with it. It's time to let it go. You don't have to control everything, Virgo. Let somebody else do the work, is what I'm hearing. Okay. If you're tired or you're overburdened or you can't do everything, delegate. All right, what's this King of Swords? It looks like an investigation, investigating something, options, plans and strategies are needed here. All right, what's this? Money, Nine of Pentacles. You could be investing, making choices about where to invest. And the Star card, it's hard, the choice. But guess what? With the Ace of Cups and the Star, it's going to be okay. You know, I just want to pause here for a minute and say at every turn, Virgo, I get change and I get delay and then I get progress. But at every turn I get, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. All right, let's move to October, the Moon card. This can be emotional, can be purging, it can be things coming to the surface. It might be just you taking time out. Page of Pentacles. Okay, you could be worried about a child. Could be a Taurian, for example. Show me what this Moon card is doing here. Could be financial news. No, the Wheel of Fortune. Having to... it's, again, everything's going to be okay. So if you're worried about a child, or if you're, again, struggling a little bit, things are changing. And guess what? Things are going to be okay. It's like that Jupiter in Pisces energy. Go and have a look at where Jupiter is in your chart, because it really shines upon you. Jupiter's luck shines upon you this year. Now, November, the Hanged Man, having to look at something a different way. Or a temporary pause, perhaps, in whatever this change is for you, Virgo. What's the Hanged Man doing here? So we've got the Five of Cups. Don't dwell on the past, because you've got newness coming through here. The Ace of Cups and the King of Swords. You need to get out of your feels in November, Virgo, and move into that logic, because, you keep getting this. I mean, the Ace of Cups is a celebratory energy. It's about new emotional starts. So don't dwell on the past. Let it go, let it go, let it go. December, the Eight of Wands. Things are really taking off now. I did see meteoric events for you in terms of things coming out of the blue and moving really quickly. Not bad things, good things. Okay, each one of these wands is either news, it's new projects, new everything. Eight of Wands, arrows of inspiration coming through the air. What's the Eight of Wands in December doing here? Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. Be mindful. Got the 8 and the 9 here. So events are going to go quick. But guess what? You have to be a bit careful. Bit careful with your energy. Oh my goodness, yeah. December next year, you're moving at 100 miles an hour. But guess what? The huge payoff is here again with the Ace of Cups. It's beautiful. Be mindful to rest next December. It's like a whirlwind energy there. King of Wands, stepping forward bravely into the future. Yes, there's a lot of letting go in 2022 for you, Virgo. but it's the right thing to let go of the past. Huge reading for you, and at the end of the day the Ace of Cups is there, so I'm quite confidently predicting new emotional starts for you. Happiness. Whenever things are looking like they're going to spiral down, the universe steps in to say it's going to be okay. It's going to be more than okay, Virgo, in 2022. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.